everyone know that. I need just a few more seconds here to let YouTube finish its cycle. And that looks good. Okay, Mr. Complete, it's your meeting.
We're good. Thank you. Thanks, Ken. Welcome to the Lyon Township Planning Commission meeting for Monday, June 22nd, 2020. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, very good. Kelly, if you take roll, please.
Sure. Patricia Carconi?
Here.
Jim Chuck?
Here.
Michael Conflitti?
Here.
Stephen Hoffman?
Yes.
Kurt Radke? Carl Town?
Here. Pennington?
Here.
Did we miss? Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
You cut out. Okay, good deal. All right. Approval of tonight's agenda.
Make a motion to approve as submitted.
Approval by Mr. Chuck.
Support.
Support by Mr. Town. Kelly, if you take roll, please.
Yep. Patricia Carconi?
Yes.
Ron Pennington?
Yes.
Jim Chuck?
Yes.
Stephen Hoffman?
Yep.
Michael Conflitti?
Yes.
Kurt Radke? And Carl Town. I can't hear Kurt.
Yes.
He's muted.
That was a yes?
Yes,
for
for Kurt.
Carl.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Approval of consent agenda, both May 27, 2020 and June 8th, 2020 minutes.
So moved to approve both.
By Mr. Town.
I'll support.
Support by Mr. Chuck. Kelly, if you take roll, please.
Yep. Patricia Carconi?
Yes.
Carl Town?
Yes.
Jim Chuck?
Yes.
Kurt Radke?
Yes.
Michael Conflitti?
Yes.
Ron Pennington?
Yes.
Stephen
All right.
Hoffman?
Yes.
All right, very good. This is comments from the public. Anything that's not on the agenda tonight? Ken, do we have any comments? Anyone waiting?
There are no phone callers from the public at this moment, Mr. Complete.
Okay, very good. Is Tina going to
She's
speak?
Mike. She's not going to today. She's been out delivering the business starting kits from Oakland County, and she came into my office right at about 5:15 today. And
Okay.
she said she sends her apologies, but she said next month she'll be updating everyone.
Okay, very good. Very good. All right, then we'll start with new business, AP 20-21 Lyon Township Hall, partial renovation and expansion site plan. Who's, is it Chris?
Yeah, so.
So we're going to start with Leslie tonight,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
correct.
sorry. Leslie, if you'd start us off, please.
Okay, well, I'm actually going to turn this over to Brad Alford and Hannah Doherty, who are on the call. And they have a presentation, and I will jump in a little bit later.
Okay. Well, thank you, Leslie. I'm going to go ahead and let Hannah has everything uploaded to her laptop. So I'm going to let her stream the presentation, just to bring everybody up to speed where we're at and what direction we're heading. So Hannah, the floor is yours.
Okay, let me just pull up the correct screen here. Can you all see my main presentation screen?
Not yet.
Received
No.
Gmail.
Gmail.
Ken, I have something odd on my oh, there. Thank you. Oh, how do I get it back to me?
I'm sorry, what's your issue, Betty?
Oh, I got it.
There you go.
Can we see the presentation?
Now we
Yes.
see it.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Just real quick, I can hear music or other audio disturbances. So if you have a radio or something on in your room, could you please mute it?
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Hannah Doherty. I'm with Lindhout Associate Architects. I've been working in collaboration with Brad Alvord, the project architect from Lindhout Associates, as well as Steve Brower from AR Brower Company, and then also, of course, with Leslie from Civil Engineering Solutions. So for this presentation, it's quite similar to the presentation that we gave you back in March. We've just continued to develop the project in terms of construction documents and just really hashing out the finer details as well as refining the exterior, which you are seeing today. So this project consists of a 4,772 square foot addition, as well as an interior renovation to the main level, as well as the lower level, which is occupied by the sheriff. If you can look at your screen, we have a rendering view of your existing township hall, and then the proposed addition coming off the northeast face of your existing facility. This addition would include interior uses such as the need for office spaces, collaborative workrooms for plotting and printing, a new staff break room, an additional large conference room, as well as an open office area for future use. And then within the proposed basement addition, the town would also be getting use of plenty of additional storage, secure voter storage within the basement, as well as elevator access to that lower level, which would allow down the road when you do have an additional need for even more offices, you could even get some employees down in there. So I'm gonna flip forward a couple views and I'll come back to this to where you can see the floor plan to kind of better understand what I'm discussing. Here you can see the addition space. Can you guys see my mouse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So here's the addition coming off the north and then the east side of your existing facility. So you're getting men's and women's restrooms, 2 usable stalls, the private offices surrounding the exterior, a janitorial closet, and then the workroom, which would all be getting natural light from window openings that match the current style of your existing facility, as well as an interior core that has the lunchroom and restrooms. If you look at the bottom of the floor plan, you'll see the open office area that has been reconfigured within your current space, as well as adding, I believe it's 2 additional offices just by adding in some additional walls. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see the basement space that is below the addition. And this is just all proposed open storage for now, but we have window well locations at 4 spots to bring in some natural light, as well as adding egress locations to get out in case of emergency, and then, you know, natural ventilation. So it'll make it a pleasant space down the road if you ever do decide to convert it into an office space or an open office. Moving on to the exterior of the addition and how it's tying into your current facility, quite similar in style and pitch to what you currently have, and that was done intentional to make it, you know, seem like it was purposeful and not obtrusive. So we'll be matching the red brick veneer that you currently have on your building, as well as the beige accent band that wraps the existing exterior. And then also the roof pitches tie in similarly, but the roof style is a mansard roof, and that was done to hide the 4 different rooftop mechanical units from anyone who's on the ground plane wouldn't be able to see up to those mechanical fixtures that are cluttering up your roof. So it's just going to tie in to your existing pitches. Other points is there be 2 private entrances for your employees. This is meant to be, secondary entrances just for the employees, but there is an after-hours drop box included into one of the vestibules that you can lock down the inner door and keep the outer door open in case you have someone who needs to drop off something securely after hours and not have anyone wait around for them. So here you can see the existing and proposed again. Oh, it's coming off the north face. Here are rendered views looking at the northwest with the landscaping that we'll be getting into, as well as viewing from a bird's eye down at that mansard roof to where you can see if you're standing in the parking lot, you're not going to be able to see all of those mechanical fixtures. So it's a good use of space, and you want to clutter up your nice landscaping. Here's your northeast rendered view, an additional private employee entrance. Within the interior of the addition, we have proposed concrete with aggregate. We're kind of anticipating some like muddy footprints because of your building inspectors and such, so they would use this private entrance to try to minimize how much dirt you're getting spread around the facility, to keep things looking nice for a long time. And here we have a flyover video to really show what it's going to look like from all of these angles, and it'll just keep replaying. So I guess at this point I would like to open it up to anyone if they have questions or comments on this. Otherwise, the video does one loop. I guess, Leslie, if you would like to talk about the site plan measures that we're doing for this proposed project, as well as the landscaping plan.
Sure. And we can, when the flyover is done, we'll go look at the site plan, but we are expanding the parking lot on both sides, both the east and the west side. The township hall is also used as a polling location, and parking is always a premium, especially during the elections. So we are increasing the spaces to a total of 144, which will include 8 handicap spaces that meet ADA requirements. So especially on the west side and the east, they're both hanging expansions. The west parking lot expansion will also have underground detention in the area of Hannah's mom's. And the eastern side, we will do a traditional detention basin. And that was really more because of grading constraints on the site, why there's 2 different types, but they meet the township's engineering standards. And the darker areas of the parking lot are what is proposed. The shaded, the lighter gray is the existing that will remain in place. And the township's water main will get extended. And that really concludes the civil aspect of the site. With regards to the landscaping, the township will be replacing all of the landscaping on the upper level and replacing it as part of the project. But I don't have anything additional, just happy to answer any questions that the Planning Commission has.
Okay, thanks, Leslie. Any questions for Leslie or Hannah?
Yeah, Mike, this is Jim. With the addition of the expansion and everything going into it, as far as landscape, will there be irrigation in this, Leslie?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay, because I mean the picture looks nice, and I think as we ask different entities to make it look nice and put in irrigation, I think we should do also. So I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Kind of.
Sure. Mr. Hoffman.
How big is the building in totality?
In totality, pull up the floor plan sheet. Excuse me.
Isn't it 8 now and we're adding, what, 40 some, about 12,000, 12,500?
Yeah, we're right at about 14,000 square feet total.
14.
Yeah.
Okay, now, does that include the downstairs basement also?
I don't believe so. I believe that is just the upper level. Right now, the upper level's at about 8,100 square feet, and then we'd be adding about 59 with our basement addition as well. We kind of viewing the sheriff's project as a separate entity.
Are they separated, fire separated?
Part of this project would be coming in, we'd be fully suppressing the building because we are exceeding that volume for an A3. The main conference room, boardroom area is what's the driving factor from a code standpoint. So that A3 assembly use is really pushing us into needing suppression. But the great thing about your existing building is you do have an existing concrete plank deck system that's about 10 inches to 12 inches deep that already separates the hall function from the sheriff's level below.
I saw that door in the basement, is that going to be, well, if they're two separate entities, that really can't be used as an egress though, right?
It's for emergency egress only. It's going to have an alarm on it that would notify the sheriffs if anybody is leaving through that door. We will have that open stairwell and you'll have all the egress wells. But worst case scenario, you could egress through that and get out to grade. But that would be alarmed and would be like a strobe notification that would go off within the sheriff's space if that door is open.
You better look into that because there's no known code that allows you to egress through another space. There's just not. Someone could put a chair there, someone could lock it, whatever. But anyway, also if you're planning on using like that as like office space, I would recommend adding more stairs that go directly to the outside. The way you have it now, you don't even have a stair that exits to the exterior. And you would need probably at least 2 that go to a public way. So if you're thinking future office space, then I would definitely recommend thinking about another stairway.
We are the one stairway that's in place. It comes up and that would empty you out into that. That would be a rated vestibule that would dump you right out to grade at the elevator. Again, we had the egress walls around the perimeter.
Oh, it's like you're going into an elevator, an open elevator shaft though.
There's a rating on that door. We would have a rated elevator door at 2 hours. That comes standard.
Gotcha.
And then we would rate the inside of that whole enclosure will be 1 hour rated around that.
I see.
That vestibule that would let you get out to grade.
Well, you'd still need 2 exits out of that space in the basement, and then I wouldn't count on that one going through the sheriff's office. So just thinking about it for safety.
We'll take a look at it.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, I was happy to hear you're suppressing it because, you know, when I did the addition out here, it was 5B and we were really just under the limit for 5B construction. So, and then, I guess there's currently a stair down into what was supposed to be just a furnace room that got filled with a lot of paperwork and I see it's gone. So is that access through the sheriff's office again?
That is getting eliminated. That space is actually becoming part of the volume of the sheriff's.
I got you.
That square footage is getting added and then we would be infilling in that precast plank system. To match it, we would have some steel angles and some metal deck and concrete floor to patch that opening.
Huh, okay. And then the furnace will stay, I guess it's the same, it's underneath that space, doesn't need to be moved or anything, so.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. Looks like it fits right in.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, Chris.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Great. Well, from our review, I'm sure you guys have read and see that the comments that we had from a planning perspective are very limited, so I'll be brief. What I did want to note off the top is that the district that Township Hall sits in is in a residential district, a single family residential district, and new municipal uses would generally be treated as a special land use in this district. But we believe that the addition to Township Hall is similar to the expansion of the fire department's parking lot, and should be treated as just an expansion of an existing use, and site plan approval is what's really required. Going through the standards for review, we find that the plan meets essentially all of the standards. It meets the dimensional standards regarding height and setbacks. We find the architectural elevations to be compatible with the existing building and more than appropriate. There isn't much additions as far as dumpsters or fences. From the renderings, it appears that any new equipment is going to be screened by the proposed parapet. We found the outdoor lighting to be to have met the standards from our exterior lighting section. And the parking is more than adequate for the use. There were two specific things that I wanted to note from our review section. The first was we requested that the lot coverage be added to the site data table on the site plan. And then the second, in our landscaping section, we noted the absence of a tree inventory. And I wanted to let you guys know that Leslie's team sent over a revision this afternoon, and I apologize that it's not in your packet, but both those items were addressed. And so we no longer have any concern about the lot coverage, and find the tree inventory to be appropriate. So those two comments that we had from the review section are we believe to be satisfied at this point. So we would recommend that the Planning Commission approve the site plan. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Chris. Any questions for Chris?
Yeah, I have one question for sure. Mike, this is
Carol. Yep. Hey, Carol.
Hi. On the north side of the expansion, I see the review letter, and it says that to me it sounds like it's a side yard, but it sure looks like a front yard, and it's really close to the road. I'd like some explanation on that.
Would you mind repeating that, Carl, just so I know
Sure.
exactly where you're talking about?
Sure. The north side of the expansion of the building is looks like it's shown as a side yard, so it's only got a 15-foot setback. Could you explain that to me?
The north side of the building?
North side of the building, correct.
Sure. And you believed it to be more of it should have had a front setback?
Well,
Because-
yeah, I mean, it's in the front of the building. It's real close to the road that comes in.
Sure. So aside from Grand River, all of the roads on the interior side are just access drives. And so the frontage, the front setback doesn't apply to those specific roads. It would only apply to the Grand River Avenue, even though that's technically at the back of Township Hall.
So the 15-foot setback would be appropriate then.
We find it most appropriate there.
I just think it's way too close. But if that's what the site plan calls for, I don't know if there's any way you can. I'd hate to have an office there and somebody truck comes in and, you know, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's awful close to that road. That's all I have to say.
Sure. Well, we believe it to have met the standard in the ordinance, and I guess I would defer to Leslie if she agrees that it's appropriate distance away from the access drive.
Well, I mean, it's kind of tricky when you have site limitations. In order to make it a further distance, there would be a significant reconstruction of that drive, including retaining walls. And as we discussed this with the team, I think the township officials that have worked on this were comfortable with the location of the drive relative to the building. I mean, you're right, there's always a chance somebody could hop the curb and run into the building, but at this point, I just don't think it makes sense to reconstruct that entire drive and add retaining walls when there is room.
Okay, well, I agree with you. I just thought I'd be neglected if I didn't mention that I saw going over the plan. So.
Okay, Carol. Thanks, Carol. How about ballards there? Would that be an option?
Oh.
No. Okay. What about, there's no new signs proposed? Is it, the public will not be using any of these entrances?
No,
No? There's
No.
still, public still using the main entrance?
yes.
Okay.
When it's my turn, I want to,
Yeah,
I want to
okay,
point out
go.
some nice things about the plan.
Okay, start, Patty.
Go, yes? So,
Yes,
you know, we're very excited, by the way. So not only for us, this gives an opportunity to the planning commissioners also to come to our office at any time that they want to use an office. We are absolutely busting at the seams. And I want you to know that, see, right now we have that very large conference room in the back. So people have to actually walk through all of our offices to get to that back conference room. And it's very, we feel it's very unsafe. We need that big room. So what we've done is we've taken John's office and our kitchen, right? And we've now made that a large conference room, and we're gonna section off so you cannot get in our offices anymore. We need that, not only for safety. You know, we do collect a lot of money. People probably don't realize that, but so when you come into the hall now, you come through the main entrance. And, you know, we always still have the boardroom. I mean, you know, we come in and out of it, us people, but that's going to be a nice new, that's going to be a redesigned conference room. And we think that's going to be really good. And it's going to have a door off to this off, so you can't get into our offices unless we let you in. So we're excited about that. And then we're reconfiguring the building department. We're making extra counter space. And we need all those extra offices. And just like maybe Leslie or Brad or Hannah said, we kind of get a lot of the building guys come in and their boots are muddy, and we're constantly cleaning the carpet. We want to keep them to the back, have that employee entrance, and then up front where that new, it's going to be a big, where we're going to have our printer, our folding machine, all of our, I guess you'd say office stuff. It's all going to be in that one big office room with a big table so we can lay out plans. And that also will have a secured drop box that will go into the building. And that's very important because we've had some struggles with, you know, people trying to jimmy our, you know, our smaller spot. This way you'll put it, it'll be like a mail thing, put it in, done, can't get to it. So we're pretty excited. So that's why we have the new kitchen, because we're getting rid of our old kitchen. Rooms for the inspectors and the basement. And I know Stefan mentioned the basement. I mean, we don't think now we're going to make those offices because we have plenty, but that elevator is going to go down for Michelle's election stuff. And she needs a secure place for ballots. And that's actually a very large thing for her. And what will happen is she can take her carts with her ballots, go down the elevator and roll them right into that secured room where she can lock it up. So, I mean, that's just some of our thinking process. our attorneys have told us, if this COVID thing continues, we don't have enough space to separate our employees. So this will give people more space, more room, and we really do need to add more employees. I mean, it's just the township's growing. So we're hoping, we looked at going up, but that was not feasible with our foundation. So we're kind of excited. So those are my comments.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Patty.
Mhm.
Mr. Chuck,
Yes, sir.
any comments?
No, you know what? I mean, listen, I've seen the growth. I've only been here 14 years, but I've seen tremendous growth in 14 years. And I think employees deserve adequate workspace, different amenities. It helps with efficiencies, and I think it's a good plan. Patty, one question though.
Yes,
I hope the new kitchen has a dishwasher.
it does.
Because
For
you don't need a
elections.
stove before you need a dishwasher. That's good.
I know. No, we've Michelle and I mean, John's been so nice to us, he kind of let us pick out everything, and I mean, we will when the bids go out and all, and that's if the township board says yes. I mean, it's gonna be pricey, I'm sure, but I want people to remember, the original building never cost the taxpayers a penny. Yeah. So again, the history to that is it's over 20 years old, and we paid for that from our tipping fees from the landfill. Secondly, when Stefan did our other edition, we divided it up by department, as we will do that for this edition. So we have remember we have a DPW, sewer and water, we have building, we have DDA. We have all those different accounts that will help pay because they're using the space. So it's not like the money that's going to just plain come out of the general fund.
What about the time frame? If we dug a hole tomorrow, how long are we looking at? Anybody have that answer?
Well, we got to bid it out, but maybe Brad or Steve can reply to that.
I think Steve could probably speak to that. I know he's put some time in on that.
Yeah, I think it's probably a 6 to 8 month window. A lot of it's going to depend on the weather, a little bit on current situation, just because of the COVID shutdown. It's backed up a lot of our work, so we're trying to catch up with everything that was supposed to be done and do the work that was scheduled to be done now.
But less than a year, probably.
Less than a year, yes.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have nothing else.
All right. Okay. Thanks, sir. Mr. Hoffman, anything else to add?
No, I think I covered it in my first go around.
Very good.
I'm glad I'm trying to remember the process I went through with Lanny. It wasn't as sophisticated in terms of departments' needs. It was I don't know, it just seemed like Lanny made a few changes on the fly that kind of impacted like storage and the HVAC, and he was working with what he had. But I think I like the process and I hope you guys are gonna get whatever you need fulfilled with the design process you're going through now. I think it's important, definitely.
Okay, very good. Thank you, sir. Ron Pennington.
No, I like it. I think it looks good. I'm excited for the township.
For all of us.
Very good. Kurt Radke. Mr. R, any comments?
I'm sorry, I was muted. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I like it. It looks like the people that worked on it did a great job, everybody. I'm excited for everybody too, so looking forward to it.
Okay, very good. Thank you, sir. Carl, anything else?
Yeah, it's a great addition for the township. I think the POs will love it. They'll have a place to come in for. It'll be great. I mean, it's just the layout kind of did suck, the other one, and this one is just a 5-star. I think it's great.
Okay.
You'll get my vote.
All right. Great. Thank you. Is Lisa here tonight?
Oh yeah, Lisa's here.
Lisa.
I'm here. Yeah,
Who's-
I don't have anything specific to add to what Chris has
Okay.
and Leslie have said. So if you have any questions, I can answer them.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We could entertain a motion here. Recommendation. Don't be shy.
I can make a motion, but I don't have the AP.
I don't have the numbers in front of me.
Yeah, that's my problem.
I'm in Pagosa Springs, Colorado.
It's AP 20-21.
20.
So moved.
I will make a motion then that AP-20-21 be moved forward to recommendation to the Board of Trustees based on the information presented by McKenna, as well as the architectural firm, and as well as CES, the information presented by Leslie.
So if I can jump in here, I think it should just, it doesn't need to be a recommendation to the board.
Okay.
It's just site plan approval today.
Well,
Yeah, I would agree with that.
all right.
Okay.
I recommend site plan approval.
All right, very good.
Support.
Okay, motion by Mr. Chuck, support by Mr. Town. Any other comments? Kelly, if you take roll.
Ron Pennington,
Yes.
Carl Town,
Yes.
Kurt Radke,
Yes.
Stefan Hoffman,
Yes.
Michael Conflitti,
Yes.
Jim Chuck,
Yes.
Patricia Carconi.
Yes.
All right.
That's
Very
Stefan
good.
Hoffman. I thought I heard Dustin Hoffman for a minute.
That's his brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to tell people that he was my uncle. They actually.
Hey, uncle. There is a little resemblance there.
Yes, there is.
He
Yeah.
wishes he could look like me.
Very good.
Well-
All right. Community reports. Patricia.
Oh, well, we
What do
didn't
you
have
have?
a board. I already reported on the board, but
Okay.
I'll just update you that we're still waiting for our sneeze guard, the sneeze guard for the whole town, for the township countertop.
Mhm.
And the actual, they're waiting for the hinges, the hardware, I guess. And I heard that was getting overnighted, so that should be soon. And I believe when that happens and that gets installed, we're gonna open to the public. So that's why we still haven't opened to the public, but we're very available. Everybody's back to work full time, just an FYI. Everybody's been busy, consultants, we're getting ready for taxes. Michelle is working on the absentee ballots as we speak. And it's really business as usual, except for being able to come in the township hall. So we've had a lot of Zoom meetings just like this. And the governor extended the Zoom meetings through the end of July. So in July, if we still have two, we'll still be Zooming. So that's my little update.
All right. Carl, you're in Colorado.
I am.
Nice. Nice.
That's cool.
Good for you. All right. Anything else? All right.
Motion to adjourn.
That's it.
Or
Motion by Mr. Chuck. Who's that? Mr. Town? Support?
Sure.
Kelly, take roll on that.
Patricia Carconi,
Yes.
Jim Chuck,
Yes.
Michael Conflitti,
Yes.
Stefan Hoffman,
Yep.
Kurt Radke,
yes.
Ron Pennington,
Yes.
Carl Town.
Yes.
All right. Very good. Thanks, everybody.
By the way,
Thank you.
wrote down
Bye-bye, everybody.
8:42.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, sure you did.
Everybody have a great week.
Okay.
You
You too.
too.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
See you, everybody.
Bye. Ken, we're all set?
We're all set. I just need to let YouTube wind down here. Thank
Okay.
you. Feel free to log off.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for your help.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank